I can't even get fucking stream set up without being left alone. Give me a second. All right, we're here, we're fucking here. Okay, guys, what's up? Today's not been a fun day. Today's not been a fun day at all. I just came back from my work, from my underpaid, overworked fucking job at a halfway house dealing with fucking man children. And no, I do believe that there's socioeconomic conditions for why they be there. That does not give them the right to be fucking man children. It's so fucking frustrating dealing with that shit day in and day out. When I'm not in school. Every day that I'm not in school, I have to go work there. 5 days. And the other 2 days, I get to go to school. So I have no days off. Literally no fucking days off. Then I go out and I go get fucking food for my mom. Because you know I love my mom. I want to get her some food. I go to the fucking Burger King. I sit there for about 20 minutes before the fucking cashier answers me over the intercom. And I finally go over there, give her the money, and then I fucking pull the fuck off because I'm fucking stupid and I forgot to go grab the food. Because when she gave me the card, I thought it was over from how long I was fucking waiting. Then I went back and then a whole fucking line popped up. There was no fucking line the entire time, and then the line finally comes. I was so fucking mad. So anyway, I was going to go easy on this bitch. I was really about to go fucking easy on her. I really was. But now I'm really mad, so I just want to fucking tear into her. This dumb bitch. The comment section with Brett Cooper. Brett Cooper's a fucking moron. I've seen her do so. I heard her do one dumb video where she was bitching about Bosch, and that I don't really know much about her. I'm being blocked in my YouTube. I didn't even realize that. Great. I didn't realize I was being blocked by my avatar in the YouTube feed. Well, at least no one's watching it anyway. Anyway, this bitch is fucking stupid. Let me see. Disney is teaching your kids to be racist. Now, they're talking about the Proud Family Louder and Prouder. And guys, I gotta say, I've watched it. It's a pretty good show. Pretty decent. I didn't watch the original Proud Family back when I was younger because when I was a kid I was stupid and I was like, oh, the Disney Channel's for girls. Ew, gross. Why would I watch that? You know, stupid shit like that. And then Phineas and Ferb came out and then I started watching the Disney Channel. So I've never really seen the Proud Family that much. I actually started watching it after I finished the first season of Louder and Prouder. Couldn't really get through it. It was too it was too kiddie for me. Like the newer, Louder and Prouder is a lot more mature in terms of subject matter and talking about stuff, and they do a lot of historical bents on things. Really, there's a really good episode about poetry, which she probably is the one she's probably going to attack. I can say that there's probably three episodes that she's going to attack. The episode with the debates, the episode with the school dance, and the season finale, because all three of those episodes are very heavily talking about race. And she's going to have a fucking problem with each and every one of them. And I'm going to tear her the fuck apart because I'm fucking mad. Let's go. Let's fucking do this.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. It has been a hot minute since we have done a Disney episode. Disney has been kind of quiet, but now they are back, and the internet is talking about them once again. Before we get into the story, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section or off the clock episode. Okay, so there was an old Disney show that came out in 2001. I can say that is old because that is the year that I was born. Also, Disney was not allowed.
Oh wow, she's younger than me. Holy shit. That sucks, man. She's younger than me and she's saying stupid shit like this. I feel bad now.
Out in my home as a kid, so I've got a double hitter here, but it is called Proud Family. It was the first animated original Disney Channel show, and it was centered around a black family, so it became very culturally and racially important during the 3 seasons in which it was running. Here is the old theme song, just to jog people's memory if you have seen the show or old reruns.
Well, hey, don't copyright me. Hey, no copyright.
People loved it. It was very, very popular. It ran until 2005. It has since been rebooted, as basically everything in this world is, because nobody is coming up with new ideas. It's not even like a new generation. It's literally the same Proud Family. Disney, please do something new. Give me something fresh.
Except that they're older and they talk about different subject matters, and it doesn't feel like the old show that much at all.
Talk about, like, when I was watching that opening scene, I was worried that I was watching the new version because it literally looks so similar. It's just kind of updated.
Same, but different.
The reboot is now in its 2nd season on Disney Plus, and last week they released the final episode of that 2nd season that has gotten a lot of heat online. I'm sure you have seen this clip already, but let's just roll it and watch.
This country was built on slavery, which means slave.
This isn't the last episode, by the way. The last episode is about the town founder being a slave owner. This is the debate episode I was talking about. And look, it's from the channel. It's from the Twitter that I saw post this. Yeah, he was mad. He was so mad about this.
Slaves built this country. Tilled this land from sea to sea to sea. First there was rice, tobacco, sugar cane. Then Whitney did his thing and cotton became king. And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering. And continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and white supremacy that America was founded
True.
on and still has not atoned for. Emancipation is not freedom. Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, public schools, feeding private prisons, where we become slaves again as we
They're
celebrate
spitting beats right now.
For the umpteenth time. Our account is still outstanding. Cause this country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. And we demand our 40 acres and a mule.
Absolutely.
You can keep the mule.
Keep the 40.
We're taking our freedom.
There is nothing wrong with talking about history and America's history, but teaching children that America has not atoned for its past, that we
Atoned for its past? How's it atoned for its past? Has it atoned for its past when they gave us 40 acres and a mule? Well, wait, they just said they didn't give it to us. Did it atone for its past when they freed the slaves? Oh, except the fact that there was still literal slavery after slaves were freed because they were sharecropping. And or when they passed the Civil Rights Bill, except the fact that there's still redlining and systematic oppression throughout the entire country. You know, stupid shit like that. But it's like we waved our hands, slavery went away, and then black people were second-class citizens and treated like dirt for over 100 years. And then we waved our hand again, and then we passed the Civil Rights Act, and then there was redlining and the criminal justice system, which disproportionately attacks black people, so that way they can be imprisoned and enslaved and everything, and they can't vote in certain states. But let's see how she says they atone for it.
need reparations, that there is still so much racial injustice. I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah,
it's
true.
wild. The fact that this is in a
Is she gonna make an argument?
kids show. All right, that's not all. They also
Yeah, it's a kids show. They want to teach kids what the bullshit that America does. Like I'm sorry. Do we not tell the children about how our founding fathers came in and turned and pushed Britain out, the evil authoritarian country? So why can't we talk about the shit that we've done too? Why can't we play both sides here? I thought conservatives were all about that.
also show some mostly peaceful protests in this episode. They're trying to tear down a statue in it, so it's very odd.
This is not the same episode. Mostly peaceful protest. She's conflating two different episodes. The episode she just showed you guys was an episode about a debate, and the whole episode isn't based about race. It's mostly about what's that one girl? The one with the blonde hair. Oh shit, I can't remember her name. No, that's not her. The other one, Penny's best friend, the one with the blonde hair. She's dating a boy, and then by the end of it, he's from a different school, and he's on the other debate team, and he's trying to get their notes, and that she finds out, and then they do that thing for their debate, the little poetry slam thing. The episode she's about to talk about now is the season finale, where they're trying to take down a statue of the town founder because he was a slave owner.
On brand.
Wait, I know Republicans are losing their minds, calling on Americans to boycott Disney because of the scene from Disney's cartoon The Proud Family. They literally mad that kids are learning that slaves helped build our nation. What the hell are they afraid of? True. What are they afraid of? Why is it that conservatives get so mad when they talk about Black history? Could it be that them learning about the history will make them really see how bad this country can be at some points?
Come on, y'all. Here come Wizard Kelly and his goons. Penny, stand your ground.
I mean, they're really hitting the nail on the head with the adult reactions. You see all of these crazy,
Yeah, they came riot gear towards children. These are like what? Penny's like 14 or something. Literally bringing riot gear to children. They didn't sugarcoat either. It gets really bad. I mean, like, no one gets hit with a baton, obviously, but it does get wild, and they do try to make it seem like an actual a riot's taking place.
Gen Z and millennials screaming and marching, and everybody going like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And you have policemen coming in
no
in
justice,
like
no
full
peace.
riot gear to arrest 13 to 14-year-olds. You're teaching children that this is how protest. No, this is not an accurate depiction of what went on. You're not showing the looting, the fires, burning down buildings, killing people. Oh my God. Okay.
Yes, it's a kid's cartoon. They're showing how people peacefully protest. That I don't think they're trying to recreate everything here. Like, why the fuck would they do that? It would make them look bad. Like, yeah. So the bad elements they don't show, but they show the most of the elements, which was peaceful protesting. Most of it was peaceful protesting.
Just stand there. Do something. Let's go. They're gonna arrest our baby. Do something with your white privilege.
My God. I enjoy.
By the way, he's a police officer and the town owner's ancestor.
Enjoy entertainment and TV and film because it is an escape from the world around us, because it's telling an interesting story, because I can get away from, the world we're living in.
Hear that, guys? All shows are apolitical. The fucking what is it called? The Breaking Bad, it's apolitical. He did all of that drug dealing because he did all that drug dealing for no reason whatsoever. It had no material conditions on why someone would be doing drug dealing. Like, not the fact that he couldn't afford to pay for his medicine for him and his family. I barely seen Breaking Bad. I just, like, so if I'm getting shit wrong, don't come at me. But there's no political elements in Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender wasn't political at all. The Fire Nation is nowhere in any type of way fascist at all. It's just some, like, apolitical type of ideology that's apolitical in the sense that it doesn't exist. What are we talking about?
Do not want to watch shows that are just regurgitating the propaganda that I see on a daily basis from the mainstream media.
Everything is propaganda, you dumb bitch. Literally everything is propaganda. Like, sharing is caring is literal propaganda. But would you call that bad? No, you wouldn't.
Why I stopped watching shows when they started, inserting COVID timelines and everybody was wearing masks. I don't want to see it. I want to escape. I want to escape this, for Pete's sake. The episode is called Juneteenth, and it is about the kids finding out that the founder of their town, Smithville, was actually a slave owner. Racial division explodes. They want to tear down his statue. They're protesting. They have this teacher in school that's showing them all of this and teaching them that they are, so oppressed and they need to fight back against all of this. And I have another clip here. I'm not sure if this clip is from that episode or another one in the series, but it's just a bad look, and it drives home the point that this entire show is incredibly politically driven for children.
You know what I'm talking about, Penny.
Oh, yeah, this is the other episode. This is the episode with the dance. Okay, so basically, what's the white girl's name? God, all I know is Penny and La Cienega. That's it. But, basically, the white girl got asked out by a really rich black guy, and he specifically only wanted to date her because she was white. And they got a little upset about it. And, I mean, like, their upsetness is like, it's like they being upset, like, they can be jealous. Being jealous, there can be multiple reasons for your jealousy, whether it be, like, due to, like, the fact that he wants to for the race, or, like, they could still be, like, because they wanted to be happy for her. If you actually see the episode, they wanted to be happy for her, but the fact that he only wanted to date her because of her race, it's like a weird thing. Like, they feel weird about it. They don't like it, and I can understand that. But anyway, let's play the clip.
Noah only dating white girls. Yeah, no chocolate, no caramel, no sprinkles, no nothing. Don't act like you didn't feel some type of way, Proud. Yeah, what's wrong with us? Look, there is nothing wrong with you.
Proud Family, a children's show, is apparently interracial dating. Is a show produced by Disney or the KKK? I genuinely can't tell. Okay, so no, it's not. They feel weird about her. They feel weird about it specifically because he only wants to date white girls. The episode, now, to the credit, the episode doesn't convey that well until the end, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look for both sides here. because it makes Penny and her friends seem very bad towards the white girl who's supposed to be her friend, you know. So the fact that they did that wasn't like a good thing, but the episode does try to fix itself at the end.
Or any of us. He just likes Zoe.
Because she's white.
So Zoe is the really tall
Yeah,
blonde
Zoe.
white girl
Yeah,
that they're all
Zoe.
friends with. And this guy is dating her and they're all pissed because he's black and she's white. Apparently...
No. They're upset because he's only going to go after her because she's white.
Interracial relationships are bad. In 2023, we are literally regressing. Everything we do for the sake of progression and unity and
Anti-white
inclusion and all of
racism.
that stuff, we are literally regressing. We are resegregating ourselves on the basis of race. How is that helping anybody?
He could be dating Zoe for Zoe. Have you guys ever thought about that?
Well, what I do know is we voted, and Becky with the red hair is officially uninvited to the princess party.
Yeah, you see, and that's what I mean by this episode does a pretty bad job at showcasing the problem with him. He's only in one scene, by the way. The guy that they're talking about, he asks her out and then that's it. This scene happens and then another scene happens where they're having like their own little party and don't invite her and she comes anyway. And then after that she asks him about whether or not she's dating him because she's white and he like flat out says, yeah, that's the only reason. But you know, this part, she has every right to be pissed. They don't really they don't try to make either side seem right, and they don't try to make either side seem wrong either. Which really, I don't know. The only time will tell how bad this episode can really with its problems.
Zoe?
Yep, Becky with the red hair.
So they are literally attacking their friend for dating somebody who is a different race than she is, attacking the guy because he is not staying within the confines of his race. How is that progress? Like, they are literally teaching kids...
Again, she's clipping this out of context. He's only dating her specifically because he's white.
Watch the show to see skin color and evaluate it rather than focusing on the content of somebody's character. That is a simple
They gotta quote Martin Luther King, guys. You know, because the conservatives will bring that little puppet until they can't no more.
Message that is being shoved at the people who watch the show. Like, the only thing we should be discriminating against in 2023 is the quality of meat. That is why I use Good Ranchers. Because if you
okay.
And
All right, you fucking shill.
on your order and stay.
Fuck people like you. Put that shit in the beginning.
They're just teaching people about the real racial tensions in America. They're teaching true history. They're showing the real historical trauma that people of color carry in the United States. Like one person said, some cartoon being anti-white is nothing compared to a nation that has for centuries been anti-black. Another person said anti-white propaganda.
Oh, that was a bad tweet. Oh my gosh, that was a bad tweet. The show's not being anti-white, it's being pro-black. There's a difference. Good. Ooh, I don't agree with that tweet at all. Hold on, go back a little bit. Some characters being anti-white is nothing. Oh, at least he put it in the quotes. Okay, so I don't think he thinks it's anti-white. Okay, I think he's just reusing their rhetoric. If that's the case, then I'm okay. I'm fine with this.
White is nothing compared to a nation that has for centuries been anti-black. Another person said anti-white propaganda is when history is accurately depicted. You can be honest about history without slandering an entire race and teaching young children to...
Slandering how? How are they slandering? Are you going to elaborate on how they're slandering an entire race, or are you just going to say it and walk away?
Believe that they are inherently oppressed in 2023, or teaching an entire other race of children that they are inherently bad and villains.
No one said that. At no point does this show ever say that white people are bad. I had never heard that. Even Zoe's a fucking is an honorary sister. If you actually watch Louder and Prouder, she recognizes a lot of institutional problems with racism, and if you hear her sometimes, she says some pretty base things. And at no point do they attack her for her race other than that episode, which that's the only time she's ever gotten upset with them.
and should be hated. There are other ways to go about this.
Have you ever tried simply turning off the TV, sitting down with your children, and hitting them?
A desperate need for victimization is at the center of all of this. It's at the center of most things right now,
That
but
was funny.
especially this. Another person said, where did they lie? Why is accountability so hard to accept in a climate where everyone knows not a single person can take back what's been done? The atrocities that created this country are now suppressed because white supremacy is scared that they can't hide anymore. They are not suppressed.
True. What? True? Why are you so mad? She's so pissed. She just wants to believe that everything good, she wants to believe the little fairy tale that we were all taught in school. It's okay. I was in the same age range around her. When we were in elementary school, they used to teach us wonderfully about how MLK swooped in with Rosa Parks and fucking Thurgood Marshall and Benjamin. What's his name? The creator of the creator of the grandfather clock. Fucking all the civil rights activists, they all came in, they swooped in, and they talked about the evil Malcolm X who tried to use violence and fight back, and they disagreed with him, and their disapproval of him to stay peaceful went on through and passed the Civil Rights Act. When in all actuality, what happened was there was a bunch of violent protests that happened throughout the entire country from black people who couldn't take it no more. But we don't talk about that because that hurts their argument. We just talk about the peaceful protest that caused the Civil Rights Bill to be passed. See, no one ever wants to talk about the harsh realities of history, especially the children, because it makes things look really bad for the country they live in. And our soft indoctrination really fails if we don't do it in a certain type of way. Which is why I'm so thankful that when I got into high school, my teachers, who were white by the way, were very critical of history and how it was being taught. I was very mean to one of my teachers. He was really a pro-black type of person, bald-headed white dude. I would debate him all the time, saying stupid conservative shit, because when I was high schooler, I thought I knew it all, and I was a stupid neocon who just thought black people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, all that stupid shit. And he would just go back and forth with me about all these different types of things. And I thank God that he doesn't. I thank God he's still there as a teacher, so he can spread his message to more children. He was so critical of the founding fathers, dude. He was the first teacher to really be critical to them. But anyway, she doesn't like that. She likes the little fairy tale that we were taught in elementary school, and I liked it too for a time. But you gotta move. You gotta move on. Not everything's all black and white, sweetie. There's nuances to this shit. It's all right. You're still young. It took me until I was 22 to finally become a leftist. You said you were born in 2001, and give it another year. Or maybe not. She likes all the maybe not. She likes all the money she's getting from conservatives. All the dark money. It's too good for her. She'll probably slurp that shit up until she dies.
Secret. What people of color had to go through in this country is not a secret. We have learned from this. We have grown. Somebody replied and said, only 1.6% of Americans had slaves in 1860 at the height of slavery. Fact. You could.
How many? But how many in? Wait a minute. Well, 1860 is the height of slavery. Wait, hold on. This is a tweet, so let me look this up. Fact check. Stat grossly misleads about slave ownership in 1860. Oh, okay. Let me see. Claim only 1.6% of U.S. citizens own slaves. As more Confederate monuments. The fact that Snows had previously evaluated the archive from the 1860 section showed that. So I said, but historians say bigger issue is the measuring slaveholders as a percent total population is misleading because slavery was illegal in most states by that point. Where it was still legal, slavery was more widespread than the number and post indicates. Okay, so I get it. I was thinking the same thing too. Like when that was literally what I was about to say. It may be that 1.4% of people own slavery, but the amount of slaves was the majority of black people in the country. So saying that only 1.4 or 1.6% owned slaves is not a fact that people were either complicit or were okay with the fact that people had slaves and were delighted to fight for that right to have slaves. So it doesn't matter what the percentage is. Confederates still fought and died for slavery. It doesn't matter what the percentage of Americans who own slaves are. The fact is that they still fought for it, you fucking dumb bitch.
You can look up the census records for yourself and do the math. And if you think slaves built everything in the 13 original colonies, then I have some news for you. Now, I had heard this 1.6% stat before, but I never really looked into
What's
it,
the
and this
news?
comment stood out to me. So I Googled it, and oh my God, like there was a USA fact check. It was the first thing that popped up when I Googled it. And they said that it had missing context, that this was not accurate. And so I kept reading, and then deep down in the article, they said that the math was wrong, and actually, it was only 1.4% of Americans who owned slave in 1860, not helping their case at all. But the top of that fact check said missing context, this is not accurate, when literally it was less than what is said. And then they go on to say that many academics believe that, that stat doesn't show the magnitude of slavery and what...
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't show the magnitude of slavery and all the harshities and all the disgusting things that went on. From being treated like literal cattle to being beaten to death for no reason other than wanting to beat them to death. Raping them, pillaging them, just doing everything in their power to keep black people down. But, she doesn't want to talk about that because it hurts her. It hurts her argument. And it makes her realize the harshities of what slavery really is.
What people had to endure and the impact that it has had on modern Americans with that historical trauma. So they throw around a few other numbers, like you need to include the entire family of the slave owner, like the children and the extended family, all the babies, the grandparents.
Yes, that's how it works. People who were affected by slavery are still seeing those effects to this day.
Everybody has to be lumped in. That number moved up to about 20% of the country. And then they said that actually the best way to measure it was within the 15 states where it was legal in 1860. Because out of the 33, there were only 15 where it was legal. I prepared myself for a big number. I was like, okay, all right, this is going to be a doozy. I get it. This is, different. No, 5%.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
5% of individuals in states where slavery was legal owned slaves. You are now claiming that...
How many slaves did they own? How many people were enslaved? I noticed we cut that part out. I noticed we cut that part out. At the time, the U.S. population was about 31.4 million, including more than 3.9 million slaves. So what? That's like about what? Hold on. Oh, and about 488,000 free black people were freed slaves, were freed men. Oh, that's great. That's great. 3.9 million people enslaved. About not even 500,000 out of bondage. Congratulations, great, excellent, perfect.
All modern white people are bad. Because
nobody's saying this. I don't know why she keeps storming. Nobody said this. Not even the show. Who that actually does have problems. It can be a little preachy at times. That episode she just showed with Zoe, that's a pretty mixed episode on my part. I really had some problems with it. There's some contention I can hold to that episode in terms of how its messaging can come off. But she's not real. But she doesn't have any arguments to substantiate the fact that they're saying that they don't like white people. That's never been stated in in any of the episodes whatsoever. It just talks about the problems of whiteness and white supremacy. That's it. Not white people. whiteness and white supremacy. Those are completely different things.
0.4% or 5% of the country almost 200 years ago owned slaves. We fought a war over this because the majority of the country believed that this was a true moral wrong and needed to be eradicated.
No, that is not why. Most people there were a few like abolitionists did think it was a moral wrong. There were some people in the Union that thought it was a moral wrong. However, most people wanted to get those fucking Dixie boys out of here for trying to succeed for the United States of America. They didn't give a fuck about slavery. They can give two shits about what was going on for black people. They were just mad about what the South was doing.
On a federal scale. It is insane, and you are still trying to perpetrate this lie to children. Take that as you will. Slavery obviously was an atrocity in America. It is still an atrocity around the world that many people in third world countries are still fighting against today, that we, for some reason, don't talk about a lot. It is an important part of our history, but they are keeping racial tensions alive by inserting race and segregation into everything in 2023. They are making Disney kids show episodes about reparations. Somebody said this to me yesterday, and I think it just kind of sums it up well.
Not?
Our biggest problem in America is figuring out what to do with all of the opportunities, wealth, and privilege that we have. That is not oppression, no matter which way that you spin it. The left loves to talk about white privilege. No, that's not a thing. American privilege is a thing that we all have it, regardless of the color of your skin.
Yeah, and there's American privilege and there's white privilege. There's male privilege. There's a bunch of type of privileges. It's called intersectionality, but she doesn't like nuance. She's like this good, this bad. We have one privilege, America first. No, we're all equal and all unchanging. And if black people get arrested more than white people, well, then they commit more crimes than white people. And why they commit more crimes than white people? Who's to say? I don't know. Maybe they're just more predisposed to crime.
Regardless of your gender, regardless of who you sleep with, your sexuality, we all have that privilege. We have the privilege to talk about these issues openly. We have the privilege to complain about our society and speak out against our government. So stop teaching children that half of the country hates them, that they will never amount to anything because of the color of their skin or because the system is against them. You are creating a generation of narcissistic victims, and that's going to screw everything up. So stop it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Comment Section.
I didn't. God, that was really stupid. I wish I could show more of this show, but I don't want to get copyrighted. That was fun. I feel a lot calmer now. Yelling at a stupid bitch like really helped chill me out, you know. Wait, what? Is this real? Hey guys, apparently there's a Mortal Kombat 12 coming soon. Don't know how true this is, but look at this. Mortal Kombat 12 is releasing this year. That's cool. Excuse me. Red Wedding, why the fuck is that trending? I not record any of that? I'm fucking stupid, dude. Fuck. Damn it, now I have to pull from the stream. That's not good. Fuck. Means I have to download the whole fucking stream. Shit. Fuck. Okay, hold on. Alright. God, I never have anything lined up. Shit. Did I close Twitter? Hold on. I did. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember. There was a fire yesterday. Fire contained at Tennessee Uranium Processing Facility nuclear plant, officials say. A fire at Y-12 National Security Complex Uranium Processing Facility in Oak Ridge, Tennessee has been contained. Officials from the National Nuclear Security Administration say the fire at Y-12 complex stated that the uranium processing area in the building 9212 on Wednesday at 9:14 a.m. Y-12 Communications Manager Taz Painter said that in an email to Knox News. Several hundred employees from the building 9212 and others were evacuated. At a 12:30 p.m. update from Y-12 stated all evacuated workers were accounted for and no injuries or contaminations were found. Air monitors did not go off, which means there is no release of radioactive material, officials say. Officials said they do not yet know what caused the fire. Oh, really? This is an ongoing event. Oh, yeah, there it is. We are still, say a Y-12 spokesperson, Gene Patterson. We are still in the process of figuring out exactly what that timeline is and what happened this morning. There are no worries for the community members, and there's no contamination because the fire, officials stressed. Other parts of the Y-12 are back to normal operation, officials said. Really? I guess there's no problem here, guys. Now, I don't trust this at all. I still do think that something might have happened. Excuse me. There's no way that you can just, like, contain nuclear waste in like that. But yeah, guess you can. Well, guess I'm gonna go now. That was fun. I feel a lot calmer, guys. Thanks, guys. Thanks for helping out. Yelling was very relaxing. Just yelling at something that stupid. Hope to see you guys.